Hello, international business students and other students. Welcome to IBIZ 620 for fall semester 2023. I'm Professor Bruce Heiman, starting my 22nd year teaching here at San Francisco State, and this is a video about the syllabus and a little bit about the class also. In addition, there's a little bit of biographical information so you know who's giving you the class. Let's start with saying this class is online, asynchronous. It never meets. That does not mean there are no deadlines. There are important deadlines all through the semester that you must meet in order to pass the class. There is no late submission of any work at all. If you miss points because you missed a deadline, you can make up your points by doing extra credit assignments. I have 5 extra credit assignments that you can use for that purpose. Let's go through the IBIZ 620 experience here. First of all, the course name is Research Methods in International Business and Markets. I've already mentioned that I'm Professor Heiman. When I say research methods, I want to emphasize that there's 2 sides to this. One element, one track of the class is methodological, or methods for short, and that is how to do a good survey, how to create a good survey, how to write good survey items. Okay, and the second track, which follows along right in parallel, is statistics, which builds up to how to analyze your survey data using ordinary least squares regression. Okay, these tracks go together in parallel throughout the class. All right, my agenda for this video is a little bio of me, review of the syllabus, and I got some subtopics there. Let me just say that with respect to the review of the syllabus, my first direction to you is to read the syllabus. It's your first assignment. In fact, there may be questions about what's on the syllabus in the first midterm. No promises one way or the other. Let's jump to the discussion of the syllabus after I talk a little bit about my favorite subject, myself. Okay, a little biographical information. I'm a local kid, grew up in San Mateo, was fortunate enough to go to Stanford University as an undergraduate in psychology, finished that degree, stuck around at Stanford and did a master's in mechanical engineering with an emphasis in product design. Okay. Subsequent to that, worked for 10 years. Won't bore you with all the details of all the firms, but I do want to mention that one of the coolest firms I worked at is a company that's now been out of business for decades, but they invented the first spreadsheet, and that was a cool experience for me. Subsequent to all that work experience, I went back to grad school, did an MBA in the Netherlands at a school called Nyenrode, which is situated about halfway between Amsterdam and Utrecht in a wonderful part of the Netherlands. And subsequent to that, moved back to the US and did my PhD in business and public policy at UC Berkeley in the Haas School of Business. Okay, that's enough about me. Let's talk about the syllabus now. And I'm going to start with the contact information, pretty low-key stuff. My email is bheiman, B-H-E-I-M-A-N, at sfsu.edu. My office hours are Mondays, 10:30 to 2:30 in person in Creative Arts 257, second floor of the Creative Arts building. To meet me in person here, I want you to email me to get an appointment during this time, 10:30 to 2:30, or we can just do a Zoom at some other time outside of my office hours. Frankly, that's how all my students, almost all my students, prefer to meet with me is, a quick 10 or 20 minute meeting over Zoom. And you can write me an email, suggest a time, and I'll shoot you back a Zoom link, and we can then have a meeting over Zoom, which is very convenient for everybody concerned. So that's my contact info. Materials for the course. It's interesting, a lot of classes use textbooks. I used to use textbooks in this class, 2 textbooks that were required. Now, what I've done is I've created this class so it is an affordable instructional materials class. It's also a zero course materials class. I believe that's what they call it, zero cost course materials, ZCCM class. And that means that everything you need to run through this class is on Canvas, and you don't need to buy any materials. You're welcome. Okay, no textbook, but don't skip the materials on Canvas. Okay. Another thing about Canvas, just briefly, is we're transitioning from iLearn to Canvas permanently this semester. So There may be a few hiccups on the Canvas site. Send me an email if you find one so I can fix it so other people don't have that issue. Okay, that's the materials. So talk a little bit about the course content, okay? What we're trying to do, I'm going to come over here now and talk about content, is we're trying to build up your skills in two areas at the same time. One is survey research, and that's the methods. How can I teach you to be able to write good survey items and write good entire surveys and write good code books, which is the document that explains your survey, because everything in this class, everything that you put into the survey is going to be turned into a number. Everything that any respondent or subject that you give your survey to needs to be able to be translated into a number, and that's this, writing good materials and explaining how you can change people's responses into numbers, okay? And then the idea is you generate the data by understanding the method of creating a survey and administering the survey, although we're not going to administer a survey in this class, and then you analyze it using OLS, ordinary least squares regression. That's the statistics side. The survey research is methods, OLS regression, statistics. We build those up in parallel tracks as the course goes by. All right, so let's also take a look at this scatter plot just really briefly, and just without going into too much detail here. If we have a hypothesis that as the number of online classes that an international student takes increases, okay, that's more, okay, then the GPA of that international student will also increase. And so if we have some data points, which are the dots here, and we end up with a line that looks like this, then that suggests that, yeah, the hypothesis is supported, that the number of online classes, as that goes up, the GPA of international students goes up. If the line looks like this, the opposite is true. It means that as number of online classes goes up, GPA goes down. That would be an important finding, right? And if the line is flat, or close to flat, like this one here, that means there's no effect. That means it doesn't matter how many online classes an international student takes. It has no impact on their GPA. Now, how do we get these lines? This is the cool part. This is the OLS regression part. Okay, regression is a statistical method that allows us to calculate this line. Okay, that's very important, and we're building up to that. So we'll be doing that near the end of the class, but during the rest of the class, we're building up to that so that you not only learn the mechanics of just doing it, you learn the reason and the why and the how. So this is important stuff for you. Now, turning from content to grading, which is something that I think you're all very interested in, I have set up a little chart here that explains my grading system, but it's pretty simple. And people who have had me in other classes, this will look familiar, okay? So every single assignment is graded on a scale of 10, all right? There are 3 midterms, a final exam, and 2 written submissions for this class. One is the survey codebook assignment, and the other is the interpreting regression coefficients assignment. Okay, they all get graded on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is an A++. Nothing is wrong. You did a perfect job. That would be like if you got nothing wrong on one of the midterms, you'd get a 10 for that. 9 is still an A, so that's good. 8 is a little more complicated, so I've broken it out here. If you get over 8.5, it's an A-. If you get between 8.25 and 8.49, it's a B+. And if you get between 8 to 8.24, it's a letter B, okay? Then it gets simpler again. 7 is a B-. 6 is a C+, C+, C- situation, depending on whether you're above 6.5 or below 6.5, much like we did with the 8s. 5 is a D+, D. 4 is a D-, and everything below 4 is an F, okay? Now, if you screw up and you get a very low score on a test and it bothers you, would bother me, then you can make up those points by doing extra credit assignments, which are located at the bottom of the Canvas page, okay? Another reason to do extra credit assignments is to work on keeping your grade high, even if you didn't miss any assignments, which is a good reason right there to do extra credits to make up missed assignments. But if you didn't miss assignments, but you want to get a great grade in the class, do a couple of extra credit assignments, and that will set you up for getting a good grade in the class. Okay. The extra credit assignments are designed to be informative and engaging as well as educational. So they're interesting. They're not just some busy work, okay? So we talked about contacting me, the course materials, the content of the course, the grading. Again, Canvas is we're bringing Canvas out for IBIS 620 for the first time this semester. So if you find an issue on Canvas, email me immediately so I can fix it so other people don't suffer from that problem. Okay, let's talk schedule. All right, the schedule is the most important thing in the class here, and it's on page 3 of the syllabus. Okay, I'm going to hold this up. You shouldn't have to read it from here. It's downloadable from the Canvas page, and you look at the schedule. It's 2 pages long. Okay, whoops, that's not the right page. Here we go. Schedule's 2 pages long. Okay, and it gives you all the assignments and all the due dates. But what's easier than that schedule is there's a table of all the assignments and all the opening dates and the closing dates, because remember, there are dates after which you cannot submit the assignment. The due date is firm. If you screw up a due date, do an extra credit assignment. So there's a table that's located near the top of the Canvas page that is updated weekly, and it will tell you what assignments are open to work on and what ones have closed that you cannot work on anymore. All right? So stick to the schedule closely, work ahead as much as you can. Don't get behind in the class. There's more work and more difficult work coming near the end of the semester than there is in the beginning of the semester, just as that's true for many, many classes. Okay, that's all of the essentials that I have for you right now. I just am going to repeat a couple of things. Number one, most importantly for the moment, read the syllabus. It's your first assignment. There may be questions about what's in the syllabus on the first midterm test, okay? Number two, don't miss deadlines. If you do miss deadlines, you cannot make up an assignment by doing it and submitting it late. You've blown that chance if that happens. Instead, do extra credit assignments. Okay, and that's about it for now. I want to wish everybody an enjoyable and engaging and educational fall semester 2023, and I look forward to interacting with you during the course of the semester. Thanks for watching this video, and have a great semester. Take care.